Good morning, Okan. 8:34. Happy Tuesday to you. You know, I sit around and I wonder sometimes, what's going on up there?
Yeah?
What's going on upstairs?
Up there in your brain, in between
Inside
those ears?
The brainicles.
That's
up there.
right.
Someone who knows, Dr. Tim Royer, joining us this morning. Royer Neuroscience. You're a neuropsychologist.
Yes, I am.
What does that mean exactly?
I haven't figured that out yet, but actually, it's somebody who analyzes the brain or studies the brain, measures the brain. So in traditional settings, when somebody has a brain injury or there's something going on, which I did the first part of my career, I've been doing this for 32 years and looked at 70,000 brains. So, but nowadays, the last 15, 20 years, do a lot of peak performance, take elite athletes, people with just basic issues related to their brain and optimize their performance. But it starts by first analyzing the brain and understanding what's going in it. And that's what a neuropsychologist does, is they are able to analyze the strengths and weaknesses in the brain through different technology, different assessment tools.
So, like, for example, when I was in sixth grade, I was driving a GoPed. It's like a motorized scooter.
This
And I was
sounds like this is going to be fun.
towing a friend behind me who was on a skateboard.
Sounds safe.
His skateboard went under the back tire and I flipped over and hit my head. Had a concussion, they said. So is that like the level of what you're looking at? It's like,
Well, originally, so the first 10 years of my career in the 90s, I was a division chief at a large children's hospital. So there we saw a lot of clinical things: epilepsy, brain tumors, head injuries. I do a lot of work in the NFL, and we do look at concussion. But beyond that, like at the San Francisco 49ers, where we have a brain room, we work with every player there, not just somebody who has an injury, but they need to use their brain as well as their body. And it's really what's making the difference isn't how tall or fast they are, but how well their brain works. And so getting them to sleep well, getting them to optimize hormone functioning, production of testosterone is related to deep sleep, focus, stamina, all those things are things we can teach the brain. We're in a culture that says, hey, let's just medicate everything that's wrong with the brain. But the greatest pill for the brain is itself. If you can get the brain in a feedback loop where it learns from itself, it can do some absolutely amazing things. And so at this stage, that's what we do, is really work more with, yes, we will work with people with injuries, but just the average person on the street, trying to help them sleep better, trying to help them get off their meds, or if they're trying to perform very well in their craft, whether that's in entertainment or whether that's in sports or in the workplace, we enhance that functioning, make them function stronger.
was there like a single moment that you can remember back to where you're like, I want to work on people's brains? Like, I want to do this.
Yeah, that was interesting. After high school, I had no idea what I was going to do. And I, went to my mom and said, hey, I don't think I'm going to go to college. And she said, well, that's not happening.
So you said brains.
So it was crazy because I was like, I want to do something, but I don't want to go to school. And I came up with this idea. How about if I go to Africa and help build a hospital? And I wanted to learn how to do construction and stuff. And she agreed to that one. So that year in Africa, building this hospital at the end of the road in the middle of West Africa in the jungle, it changed everything about how I saw the world. And I said, I need to be a part of helping people. I don't know what that's going to be. And through college, I danced around from major to major. But I finally landed on the brain, and I think it's the greatest frontier. I mean, as deep as you go into the brain, it's far more expansive than the entire universe. And even though I've seen 70,000 brains, it's still the most amazing thing that exists on the planet. And anything that I can do to help somebody improve the functioning of their brain, it's a calling, it's a mission. Like my wife and I are business partners in Royer Neuroscience, and we say, saving one brain at a time. That's what we're here to do, is get one brain at a time.
I love it.
Yeah.
Can save some local brains
Yes.
coming up June 12th at Verdict Ridge Country Club. Talk about the event you got coming up.
Yeah, we're doing the Reclaim Your Brain. About 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, we did a Reclaim Your Brain series in Michigan where we used to live. Had a lot of athletes in and high-profile people, and it was really cool. It was 3 or 4 days, and just people loved it. And I thought, now that we moved down here, hey, let's start kind of opening them back up again. And So this is the first of hopefully many of these that we do, but we live out there in that area in Denver, in Verdict Ridge. So I said, hey, let's start here. And we're doing the free lecture. It's an hour long. You'll actually see a brain in real time.
Yes, let's
Wow.
go.
Yeah. So we'll hook up.
Is it going to be your brain?
Qualifiers, you have to have one. So
I'm out.
I have to check that first. But we'll literally hook up the brain to an EEG during
Wow.
this session, and you'll see in real time all the brain waves that are related to sleep, related to new ideas, creativity, brain waves related to focus, and then the ones that cause us the most problems, the ones related to stress and obsessiveness and things that get us in trouble. The brain runs in all these different speeds, and the trick is getting those speeds to run in an optimal range, and we know that as being in the zone or being focused or being able to sleep well or having creative ideas. But you can see that and quantify that in real time. Okay, the way to deal with things isn't just looking at behaviors downstream, but to go upstream to the brain and look at the brain and see what it's doing. And many times the thing that you think is causing the problem isn't really that thing. It's something else. Like in attention disorders, a third of people with attention disorders actually have an underlying sleep problem. But you don't pick this stuff up unless you actually measure the brain. You have to look at the brain first.
This might be a dumb question. Does the brain sleep or no? Is it just like a different mode that it kind of goes into?
Well, it goes in different speeds. So we primarily function off of about 35 hertz. And the first 12 are just designed to let us recover and rest. And so in order to sleep, we have to slow down into those. And those are very slow frequencies, but they're always moving. So from the time you're born until the time you die, you will have electricity running through your brain, and that's what keeps you alive. But the different speeds allow you to do things. You know, when you can hit every single putt in a round of golf, your brain is in a certain speed, and we measure that. Like I've worked with Bryson DeChambeau, and I've worked with number one in the world in golf 5 times, number one in the world in tennis 9 times. And these individuals under pressure, their brain does absolutely totally different things than the average person. And it's really cool to see that in real time. And we can actually take our technology on the course and see the brain in real time while the person's playing.
Dr. Tim Royer of Royer Neuroscience. He's got the Reclaim Your Brain lecture coming up on June 12th, 7 p.m., Verdict Ridge Country Club. Then he'll have an online version on June 17th. So for Royer Neuroscience, besides you and your wife working together, which is awesome, by the way, how the brain's connected that way, that's another conversation. But what else is going on at Royer Neuroscience? What else do you guys do on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so we work with people all over the country. Like I said, we have a brain room at the 49ers where I have staff. We have people at different universities, Liberty University. We work with every one of their student athletes. We've worked with golf teams all over the country. And then we just work with just the average person or somebody with significant clinical issues. So we have a whole autism group that we work with. But recently I wrote a book. We had 3 different books, but one that is available to all your listeners. Okay. All they have to do is go to RoyerNeuroscience.com, go down to my email down there, send me an email, and I'll send them a free book, but it's called Extinguishing Einstein. And it talks about this epidemic we're in of overdiagnosing people and looking at deviation as a bad thing, when really deviation can be a good thing. And we try to medicate and put people into boxes. And how do we look beyond that and really look at the brain and understand it? So I'm passionate about this, as is my wife, Amy. Shout out to her. It's her birthday today. Birthday. Go, Amy.
Put her on the birthday wheel.
Yes. But the book is free this month, in the month of June. If you just send me an email, we're all about education. You need to learn why you're doing what you're doing.
And only 30 seconds left, so a little question I'll give you. Screens, does those matter to the brain at all?
Oh, big time.
Big time.
Yeah, your brain is works off of light. That lets you, blue light is what wakes you up in the morning. But if you do blue light at night, your brain starts to wake up and decreases your melatonin production, which we don't want to do. That's another discussion. Sleep is one of our areas of expertise. We tracked over 400 different NBA samples when I worked in the NBA for a number of years that we can talk about it sometime.
Very
Yeah,
cool. Dr.
definitely.
Tim
Can't
Royer,
wait to have you back.
Royer Neuroscience, absolutely. Reclaim Your Brain lecture going down June 12th, Verdict Ridge Country Club. Visit RoyerNeuroscience.com. You can get that book, Extinguishing Einstein. Learn a little bit. Keep that brain going.
Absolutely.
I only know one speed in this brain. That's it.
I've seen that.